All right. Welcome back to Currency 365, Eyes Open Media, and this will be posted on Eyes Open Media. I hope you guys are doing well. I just did a video on the main channel about a lot talking about speculation, stabilizing and managing the exchange rate, and trying to avoid speculation. So basically, speculation on the articles. They're going to, hide the parts about the, monetary reforms in the articles, or they're going to just cut them off to the world. Okay, so you're going to see articles that explain things but don't explain in detail about the monetary reform. They're going to leave that for the citizens of Iraq. Okay, other things are the money exchangers. They're going to be removing basically all of the manipulation from the money exchangers and all of the currency exchange companies that are making big money on the exchange rate and speculations. Okay, things of that nature are coming. They're doing it now, and they did present the economic reforms policies to the World Bank last week, so we know that's intact. We could see a move here. Alok is talking a lot. Okay, so there could be a move here between now and 1118, and so we just need to be in position. July gloom and doom, could turn into a August harvest. Okay, I know for the cryptos, that's exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully, Iraq will leech on to the cryptos, and they will make their move as well. As we can see, the dollar is going to be going into a hyperinflation stage. This is one of the reasons why. Cliff High even said that Ripple would need to run before that, and that's exactly what it did. Ripple ran before the and Ripple meaning the coin Ripple, the cryptocurrency Ripple, ran before the hyperinflation started to kick in. So we're not really there yet to hyperinflation, but we're about to be there. We're about to hit into hyperinflation. It's probably going to be starting in the fourth quarter. Okay, so Iraq needs to make its move now because of that. Okay, so here they give you more evidence that they are just a very, 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 very rich, wealthy country. They have a ton of oil reserves, and now as you can see, the central bank confirms. Now, they're confirming this, so that means that they have checked it out. Okay, so they have confirming this, that the Iraq possesses possession of the fifth biggest gold reserve in the world. Okay, so they have the fifth biggest gold reserve in the world, and their currency is on a program rate and worthless. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that's common sense will just speak volumes. Like, common sense will tell you, okay, if you're in the top 5, top 10, top 20 countries in the world, this whole entire earth, if you're top 20, you cannot have a worthless currency. There's no way, unless you're under sanctions. Iraq's under Chapter 7. Iraq's not on Article 8. That's the only reason why Iraq's currency is where it's at, right? Because if you're in the top 20, maybe even the top 30 in gold reserves, you should have a reputable, reliable purchasing power currency. I mean, that just makes sense, right? Even Libya has a currency that is elite 10 times, 1,000 times higher than Iraq's. I mean, Libya. And they're going through wars and terrorists and all types of destruction. And their currency is worth 1,000 times higher than Iraq. How's that possible? So this should just wake people up and say, slap in the head, say, wait a minute, they have the most oil reserves in the world. They're pumping more oil than Saudi Arabia now. And they have the fifth largest gold reserves in the world. Why is their currency at 1184 worthless? Our program rate. Why aren't they in Article 8? Why aren't they in the international stage? Iraq is hurting the world by being where they're at. I know the GOI members want to stay where they're at because they love to find a way to steal, even though measures have been put in to stop the stealing and the financing of terrorism. They love to figure out. They go to these meetings. A lot of times when these people are in these meetings, they're not doing anything these articles are saying. They go into these meetings to find ways to steal. They're not going to these meetings to talk about the things that the articles are saying. Are you kidding me? That's what they tell you. Oh yeah, we were here discussing the budget for the 900th time. Or, oh yeah, the Kherson region is here to discuss the oil for the 300,000th time. Oh yeah, we're fixing to pass this law. You said that 900 times in 6 months. That should tell you something. When they go to these meetings, they're not talking about the things that are on the article most of the time, unless they're live. If they're live, they'll stick to their script. But a lot of times when they go to these meetings, they're discussing business and how to steal and manipulate. That's what they do. That's who they are. Our body made it clear. That's who we are. All we know is stealing and corruption. It's going to be hard to change us. And so we're going to have to do it through the reforms. And I'm going to have to give my life for the reforms. Remember that? What day was it? That was 2000 and that was September 2015. A body said all we know is stealing and corruption. And I'm going to launch these reforms for Iraq, and I have to lay my life down because I know that the GOI members are not going to go for this because all we know is corruption and stealing. So I have to give my life for the reforms. Now at that time we didn't know about the economic reforms. He just said reforms, and it's going to be reforms through the government, through reforms to the central bank, reforms to the for the reserves, reforms for how they carry out laws, reforms for the parties involved in the government, reforms for the tourism and all the sectors in the private sector. He said we want to do reforms for everything, and I would have to give my life for these reforms. Now, he didn't give his life because he's still alive, because he's corrupted as well, as you guys already know. But others gave their lives. Shalabi and all the other people that died mysteriously, and we saw Maliki laughing at the funeral of Shalabi. I mean, that made us know that was so much evidence right there. He gave it away, right? And so they allowed it to happen. They knew Maliki did it, and he's still alive, and Maliki's still allowed to come in through the government systems and go through the buildings like nothing happened, like he didn't do all the same thing here in America, where dead bodies are coming up everywhere with that are close to the Clintons, and no one's doing anything. Like another dead body found that was involved in the Clinton cases or the Clinton around the Clinton family or Clinton lawyers. All dead. We're up to like 50 bodies in the last 3 years that are associated with the Clinton Foundation or the Clintons or the trial that are just dead, and nobody's doing anything about it. All we're doing is talking on it's not even on the main. A lot of the stuff's not even on the mainstream media, unless it's like a Yahoo or something like that, and they talk about, oh, this guy's dead, but they don't. And this guy that was going to and they make it so you don't think the Clintons have anything to do with it. They were like the last one I just seen is the lawyer that was going to examine the Clinton emails or something mysteriously kills himself, and with a note saying no one had anything to do with this. I did it on my own. Who's ever wrote a suicide? Who's ever killed himself and wrote a note saying no one is responsible but me for this? Hey, okay. But anyways, getting back to Iraq here. It says that Iraq's possession of fifth reserves gold in the world is a good and useful, noting that the fact that the gold paragraph in the International Central Reserves led by hard currency the Central Bank of Iraq can in any moment to turn gold into foreign currency used in international transaction or reinvest international markets, or also used to repay debt. Yeah. Or they can just say, hey, look, we have 90 tons of gold, and we're going to back the IQD up with it, and we're going to raise the value to 3+. How about that? They could also do that as well, and we're pretty sure that they're going to be doing that, right? That's why we're all here. If we didn't think that was going to happen, we wouldn't be here. Now they were selling their gold to their citizens. So the fact that they're still fifth in gold reserves, even though they've been selling their golds to the citizens to collect the 3-0 notes, and it's been working like a charm. They've been collecting the U.S. dollar. That's why the reserves are going up, because they're selling the gold. People are wondering, well, how the reserves are going up. Well, number one, they're selling gold. And so the citizens are buying the gold. The citizens are buying the bond with the 3-0 notes and the U.S. dollar. The citizens are also, companies are coming into Iraq. Okay, they're doing reconstruction in different areas, all right, or doing business. They're pumping money into the stock exchange. This is all building up their reserves. Okay, so and they have the gold here as well. And there goes Norton. We talked about McPhee earlier today, or at least Omar did. Anyways, so the gold is there, 90 tons, and they're selling it to the citizens. And so the citizens are going to have gold when gold starts to rise, and is going to rise after silver rises, because silver is going to go first. Then we're going to see the gold. So we're seeing the cryptos go first. And this reset, we're seeing the cryptos go, and the cryptos just went through their bear market. They're coming out of it, this week into next week. They're going to be coming out of the bear markets, and then they're going to be back into the bull markets for the cryptos, and that's going to probably, within the next 12 months, launch the silver markets out of hiding, because the elites are going to be putting so much, watching the cryptos so much, they're going to forget about the silver manipulation and so they're going to let the silver stop being manipulated, because the cryptos are going to be going so crazy, and they're going to try to control the cryptos somehow, some way. So the cryptos are going to be going up so much that they're going to be trying to stop the cryptos, or bring out their own coins, that they're going to forget about silver, and then silver is going to explode. And then they're going to try to fight silver to come back down, and it's going to be too late, because they allowed it to explode, and everybody saw it. And then everybody's going to jump on silver, and that's going to go up. Then the people who cash out of silver at like $250, $500 are going to be then pumping money into gold, and then gold is going to explode. And so then you're going to have Bitcoin, then you got the dollar tanking, while gold and silver are up, and Bitcoin is at 200,000 plus because of hyperinflation. And the U.S. stock market could be also at record highs as well, and is continuing to go up, because everything is so freaking in hyperinflation. So that, all that's coming, right? So we know that's coming, and a lot of you guys are preparing for it. And it's gonna make a lot of people wealthy, and this is why it's called the reset. It's gonna be the reset and things that are manipulated, reset in things that are being oppressed, reset in so many different things. Okay, and it's all happening the same time as we count down the Negro blacks release from their bondage of 400 years of slavery. I mean, everything's happening at the same time. Also, Iraq being the country everybody bows to because of their wealth. And they're showing off now, right? They just got to get Hawaji, Qaim, Telahar, how you want to say it, and Rawa, and that's it. ISIS is gone, right? So by the end of this year, Iraq is going to be fully liberated from ISIS and Daesh. And people are going to be seeing their wealth, and they're going to back it with purchasing power, and they're going to have this gold. The citizens are going to have their gold. The citizens are going to have their purchasing power. The prices of goods are going to be drastically down to nothing. It's going to be maybe 10 cents to get a 20-ounce bottle of Coke. It could be. I mean, back in the what was it? The 60s and 70s. That's what it was, right? 25 cents. They're going to go through what we went through. They're going to go through, the golden days of America in the 70s, the late 60s, 70s, when fast food was $1.10 for a meal. A water bottle or a drink is 20 cents. Things in the vending machine were 25 cents a piece, 10 cents, 5 cents. That's what Iraq's going to be going through. They're going to go through that golden age, right? But it's going to be short lived because war is going to return. And I think, and if they don't kill Maliki, he's going to come back with Iranian troops to invade Iraq. So it's going to be short lived, but we don't know how short that is. It could be, it could be 3 years, it could be 4 years, it could be 10 years. We don't know. But they're going to show off their wealth as they rebuild quickly. They're going to rebuild quickly. As you can see, the pictures that Iraqi Day had on his Twitter the last few years, you can see how beautiful Baghdad is now in many places. Now, of course, the main areas, they still need to rebuild a lot of those stuff, but the places that are not populated, the pictures that he was showing and other people were showing was like, is that Iraq? It's beautiful. They building those places up. They're building up the places that are not as populated, and then they're going to come into the places that are populated, and they're going to put new schools, new towns. It's going to be like, it's just like they do in Dubai. When you walk around Dubai and you see all these buildings being built. Same thing in New York. All these buildings are being built. Always reconstructions, right? So, and then at some point the buildings are going to be brand new and people are going to move in and things, and then another buildings are going to be start being constructed on. So that's Iraq. That's what's going on right now as we speak. And once the whole world comes in there and the ISX and the Forex and all these other things that are coming for Iraq, yeah, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful sight to see Iraq back on the international stage, with no restrictions, with a high value currency, and them passing laws in the GOI and being stable at least for a short period of time. Can't wait till it happens. I know a lot cannot wait because it's a lot of pressure for him and the CBI to answer these questions over and over again. And also, when the world, like Donald Trump, when he was speaking to a body, they talked about the economic reforms and how they need to launch that quickly. Okay, so when Donald Trump is saying this, China, Japan, Australia, France, Germany, London are also saying the same thing, including Kuwait. Okay, saying hurry the HELL up and get moving. So we're going to see this. So all the people are pressuring them. So between now and 1118, I believe we should see this. There should be no reason that they have all this oil, all the oil reserves in the world. They're pumping the most oil now over Saudi, and they're fifth in gold and climbing, and their reserves are climbing to all-time highs again. Come on. Let's go, Iraq. It's time to release that value. July blues are going to bring August harvest in the cryptos. Now we just got to wait to see if Alok's going to attach himself to the cryptos and do the same thing with Iraq. Because if he does, then we're going to see silver make its move several months later. Then gold will make its move. Peace out, everybody. Eyes open. And yeah, we're in great shape right now. We're in great shape to see things here. And as the reset is about to explode even more. And I know Vietnam is sitting there scratching their heads like, when is this going to be over so we can make our move? Yeah. And also Indonesia waiting as well in the wing. Iran is waiting. And everybody's waiting, Alok. Make your move, sir. Make your move so you can rest at night. Eyes open.